Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. Concerns over Muslim traders threatened in Uttarakhand, India. "14-year-old Muslim boy dies after unexplained incident in school." Germany suspends evacuation of at-risk Afghans, leaving thousands stranded. Saudi builds wall, depriving women from viewing Baqi' cemetery in Medina. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. The Indian American Muslim Council IMC has expressed concerns over the safety of Muslim traders in the Indian state of Uttarakhand. The council's concerns come after a group of Muslim traders in the state were reportedly threatened by a right-wing group. According to the reports, the groups of traders in the city of Harawardar were threatened by members of the Bajrang Dal, a right-wing Hindu nationalist group, who demanded that they stop selling goods to Muslim customers. The traders were also warned that not to participate in any Muslim festivals or events. In a statement that the IMC raised concerns over the growing threats faced by Muslims in the country. This latest incident is yet another example of the growing intolerance and bigotry towards India's Muslim community. The statement read that the council also called on the Indian government to take action against such groups and ensure the safety of Muslims in the country. We urge the Indian government to take strong action against these groups and ensure that Muslims are able to live and work without the fear of persecution or discrimination. The statement also added that the incident in Uttarakhand is not an isolated one. In recent years, there has been a rise in hate crimes against Muslims in India, with many blaming the government's right-wing policies for the increase in violence. The IMC has been actively working to raise awareness about the plight of Muslims in India and has been calling for the government to take action to protect their rights. The council has also been working to promote interfaith harmony and understanding in the country. The organisation has called on the international community to take notice of the situation in India and to put pressure on the government to take action. We call on the international community to pay attention to the situation in India and to put pressure on the government to protect the rights of all of its citizens, regardless of their religion or ethnicity. The statement also read that the incident in Uttarakhand is a worrying development for Muslims in India who continue to face discrimination and prosecution. The IMC's concerns are justified and it is up to Indian government to take a strong action to ensure the safety and security of all of its citizens. Hamdan Khaliq, a 14-year-old boy, died in St Kentergans Academy in Scotland. Police were called in the school in West Lothian following reports of concerns for student family members have taken to social media to make people aware that Hamdan was bullied. His cousin Sana Khaliq explicitly stated that he had lost his life during break time and suffered a horrible death, whilst others stood around and watched. Another relative, Zain Muhammad, said Hamdan had been put in a chokehold by a boy who's been bullying him. The pupil was taken to hospital but died shortly after, with counselling set up for other students who were present when the incident occurred. Last October, Germany launched a humanitarian admission program for Afghans at risk of persecution by the Taliban, with the ultimate goal of bringing up to 1,000 people from Afghanistan to Germany per month. However, it has been 8 months and not one single person has reached Germany. The program was suspended for a short period of time at the end of March, along with the processing of all visas for Afghans due to allegations that the process was being absurd. A result of thousands of people in the program's pipeline, as well as others who were in the process of being admitted to Germany before the program was created, have found themselves stranded in Afghanistan and neighbouring countries, where they were directed to travel by German authorities in order to have their visas proceeded. The German Foreign Office confirmed to the new humanitarian that there had been isolated indications of possible attempts of abuse at visa process for Afghans. It clarified that almost all of these cases involved either people who had already moved to a third country trying to apply for the program, which is only for people currently in Afghanistan, or people trying to pass off relatives such as nieces or nephews, and as members of the nuclear family. These types of cases of abuse and attempts at fraud in general are our daily bread at our visa offices worldwide, a Foreign Office spokesman told the new humanitarian aid. Let us remind our respective viewers of today's headlines. Concerns over Muslim traders threatened in Uttarakhand, India. A 14-year-old Muslim boy dies after unexplained incident in school. Germany suspends evacuation of at-risk Afghans, leaving thousands stranded. Local sources revealed that the officials of the Saudi government have made it impossible for women to perform ziyarah of the graves of the Imam of al-Baqi' alayhim salam by building a wall around the Baqi' cemetery. Prior to this, Shia women could at least perform ziyarah of their imams from a distance, from behind the fences. It should be noted that the pilgrims visiting Medina have been deprived of visiting the graves of the pure infallible Imams of al-Baqi' alayhim salam for several years. And now we'll continue with some short news. President Yoweri Museveni has signed an anti-homosexuality bill into law, which will mean that anyone who has been convicted of homosexual acts will face life imprisonment, and some will even face the death penalty. The legislation was unanimously approved by all parliament, also includes a 20-year sentence for promoting homosexuality. Parliamentary Speaker Anita Among welcomed Mr. Museveni's decision to resign the bill into law, saying it would protect the sanctity of the family. We have stood strong to defend the culture, values, and aspirations of our people. She added in a statement posted on Twitter that Uganda is a majority Christian nation with a large Muslim minority and is among 77 countries that criminalize homosexual practices, according to the United Nations. Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency said that the continuous access of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant to the dam's water is very important to preventing the reactors at this site from melting. Rafael Grossi's statement came on the wake of the destruction of the Kakhovka Dam in Russian-controlled region of Ukraine. Experts call for increased presence of the IAEA in Zaporizhzhia to help prevent a nuclear accident and its potential consequences for people and the environment at the time of heightened military activity in the region. The International Organization for Migration, the IOM, has announced that over 1,000 migrants have died in the central part of the Mediterranean waters in the last 6 months. According to the IOM's report, this figure shows a 1/3 increase in the number of casualties in the same period in 2022. Southern European countries with wide beaches have always been the first destination for immigrants who wish to reach Europe. Most of these immigrants reach Greece, Spain, Italy, and Cyprus by boat after traveling on dangerous routes led by human traffickers in the sea, from the coast of Turkey islands near Greece or through the North Mediterranean. Poverty, unemployment, famine, and ethnic wars are among the main reasons for the migration of these people, mostly living in Islamic African countries of the Green Continent. British Afghan designer Marina Khan has taken on the challenge to employ more of the country's artisans, as extreme restrictions on women working and the record unemployment make it exceedingly difficult to create opportunities in Afghanistan. Less than 2 weeks in control, Taliban instructed and demanded all female public sector workers to stay at home. The economic struggles are now visible in the streets of Afghanistan cities, which are full of women begging outside bakeries or selling used clothing, household, trinkets, and packaged food goods from carts they push along congested roads. Others have crossed into Pakistan, a country of some 230 million that has one of the world's lowest female employment rates at just 22%, limiting the options of Afghan women seeking work. Even registered refugees are legally forbidden from working. The Pakistani government has also cracked down on Afghan refugees, restricting their movements and deporting them. More than 1,000 Afghans are currently being detained. Marina Khan announced that her initiative in April was bombarded with messages of love, support and interest from Afghan women and non-Afghan women from around the world. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our viewers of today's headlines. Concerns over Muslim traders threatened in Uttarakhand, India. A 14-year-old Muslim boy dies after unexplained incident in school. Germany suspends evacuation of at-risk Afghans, leaving thousands stranded. Saudi builds wall depriving women from viewing Baqi' cemetery. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am the partner of the sun, for he bows his head each night, so I may breathe. I am the resplendent sterling silver orb, accompanying the earth in unwavering loyalty. I come out at night to guide your steps. I listen to the lonely who share their secrets with me. I am the object of fascination, the cause of many a sleepless night of serenading poetry in my praises. I play hide and seek with you, sometimes hiding behind a cloud-like veil, sometimes reigning like the matriarch of the skies. I master the oceans, making them rough then tranquil. My sirens call to them just as apparent in mankind. Maybe that is why, when people fall in love, they sometimes call that person after me. Even I have admired such beauty. The most beautiful person I ever gazed upon was a man called Abbas, the one who introduced himself on the battlefield as the moon of the house of Hashem. At first, a hint of jealousy arose in me to see him fairer than myself. But I kept looking and found my jealousy was in vain. For never was there a kinder brother, a devoted protector and chivalrous victor than Abbas. If I had been